Hey, they're starting to get estimates for Endgame box office numbers. Let's kind of review what's going on. Hey there, it's the Tom's Tech Show. Today we're going over box office numbers for Endgame, and they look crazy. Actually, they don't. So here we've got Bloomberg. Here, I'll just switch over to the Bloomberg number page here. So Bloomberg is reporting that the estimates are 282 million. Tickets have not gone on sale yet. So they're just going off of interest. I mean, if we look at Rotten Tomatoes, then we're going to have to go back here. I did have the page up, but I was searching references. This is actually the second time I did this video. Last time I went on for like a half hour, and I'm like, I can't go on for a half hour on this. This is crazy. So 12,000 users on the want to see. Again, really horribly sad that they took the don't want to see or not interested button away. I just think that invalidates. I think that completely and totally invalidates Rotten Tomatoes. I think their scoring system is also horrible. That they're not just giving an average of the percentage, of people that post reviews, because their percentage is of users who have rated the movie 3.5 stars or higher. So you have to rate the movie 3.5 stars or higher to even be considered in the percentage. So it's really misleading how they do their rating. I think that's really going to be this whole thing. I think is really going to be the end of Rotten Tomatoes. But anyway, I digress because we're really here to talk about Endgame and the box office. So this movie, all these people that we've had, all these characters over here come into these films and continue to be intriguing and deep and have failings and have problems and strengths and everything else. And then we get Captain Marvel, who disclaimer, I've not seen Captain Marvel. I'm going to see it when the Endgame marathon is at Disney's El Capitan Theater. Is Captain Marvel going to be divisive enough and turn off enough to enough fans that they don't go see Endgame? I don't think so. I think people have been, we've had 20 plus movies, and I mean, I've been to, Thor marathon, this is the Infinity War marathon. There's some other marathon we were at. What's the other one? This is the Civil War marathon. You got a little medal that you could wear. Maybe I'll wear that to some of that to the marathon there. But so I'm fully invested in Marvel. I can ignore one film pretty easily, and then if I ignore Captain Marvel, say, okay, that didn't really happen, and the things that were in it were stupid, and I can ignore those retcon, kind of things. And then if she doesn't play very big of a role in Endgame, then I'm fine, right? Then I'm not upset too much with the whole thing. And I think that's what it's going to be mostly, is about the original six and keeping them as their final story, right? Their bow at the end of this run that they've had over the years. So, I mean, we know they've announced, Scarlett Johansson is going to get a Black Widow movie. So that one is going to continue on. Probably Hawkeye will be in that movie, whether he's going to be Hawkeye or Ronin. If it's a prequel kind of movie, he'll be Hawkeye. But maybe those two will stay and have their own, be in that film. I think that would be a good thing to kind of explain kind of what happened in their past. But for the rest of them, we know they're pretty much all walking away in some way at the end of this film. And we've become very attached to all these characters, and just, seeing them and knowing their failings and their strengths and the things that have happened to them over these last movies has really been great. The big problem is you're going to hand this over, and the thing going forward, you're going to hand this over to someone who no one is connected to. No one is connected to somebody who has infinite power and no weakness and can do anything, right? That's not a connectable character. That's what we want. We like Tony Stark because he came from nothing, and his arrogance and everything else, he overcame that in himself and realized some deeper morality in himself that he needed to be able to do something bigger. And through that, he got to be too big and created like Ultron, right? Who then became too much. That was even a mistake. So because of his arrogance, he thought he still had his arrogance, right? He still thought he could create something that could help protect everybody, and that made mistakes and became something, like Ultron. I mean, that's a storyline. Not, oh, I went there, I got hit with something, I got all these powers, and now, oh, everybody's gone. Okay, good. Now I'll just do whatever. That's nothing, right? I mean, they're trying to play it up. Oh, when she was a kid, she fell down and got up. Again, disclaimer, I haven't seen the movie. I've only seen clips and reviews. But it all seemed kind of, fakey to me, how you should get her strength and everything else. And I've heard the comics and the comic book stores are not doing well for Captain Marvel. So is this character going to be able to carry the MCU further out? I don't see it. I don't see anything about her being able to carry and lead the MCU. Now, if they put it on Tom Holland, Spider-Man, I mean, if they put it on him, I mean, that, I think he's got a couple of movies to go before you can put the leadership on him, so that his character has grown enough. I mean, he's got failings. I mean, and that's what we want, is diverse characters that have strengths and weaknesses, and that we as the audience can identify with, right? That's what we want. So, which all the original 6, we really have that. Captain Marvel, no, we don't. So, is Captain Marvel going to affect the box office? I don't think so. I think it's still going to be, at minimum meet Infinity War numbers. Is going forward Captain Marvel going to affect the MCU? The individual movies, I think no. I think the interest in the next Captain Marvel standalone film will probably be lower, depending on the directorial team. If it's the same directors, I will never see it. I did a video on the directors, and the other movies that they've made have been boring and pointless. So I think that's the only thing that they know how to do, is boring and pointless. So if they continue forward with Captain Marvel, then that's all we're going to get, is boring and pointless and agenda driven. But I don't know. It's going to be, Endgame is going to be okay. I mean, it's such the culmination of this past 10 now 11 years that people are going to go and see it. Afterwards, I don't know. The individual movies, some of them, like, I know I'm going to see Doctor Strange. I know I'm going to see Spider-Man Far From Home. I know I'm going to see Black Widow. If they make another Ant-Man and Wasp, I will probably go see that. If they make another Captain Marvel, I will not see that. If they make another Avengers team movie, I don't know. See, this is the problem. It's not Avengers Endgame that's the problem. It's the Avengers Next Phase, right, or whatever they're going to call it. That the interest is going to be like, Star Wars Force Awakens, Last Jedi, Han Solo, you know, and now episode 9. Where's episode 9? The interest is way down there on the bottom of the ground. So, but anyway, it should be good. I think we're going to hit that number. And the real question again is going forward. Is any of this going forward going to be worth continuing to invest time and your effort and money into? And that's really the only way to talk to them, is to the theaters and to the studios, is with your money. I talked to my friend who works at Disney, and The Last Jedi is the greatest movie ever. Why? Because it made over $1 billion. They don't care what the content is. They don't care what the message is, as long as it makes money. So that's really the only way that we can explain our likes and dislikes to them, is with our money. Don't give them the money, they won't make those kinds of movies. So, and I think that's kind of the way the movie industry is going to go, because they keep throwing out agenda-driven movies, and people are, go woke, go broke kind of thing. So we'll see if they start listening and get back to regular movies. I think it's going to be a while, because Hollywood's such a yes man, yes man, yes man. Oh, I love that. Oh, I love that. Nobody's willing to kind of say, maybe we should make a movie that people want to see, because they're so ingrained in themselves, right? And we're just lucky we get things like Avengers. Every once in a while, something magical happens. Somebody stops listening to the rhetoric inside Hollywood and makes something good. Up until Captain Marvel, of course. But anyway. All right, well, thanks for watching this. Give me a thumbs up, likes, follow the channel, subscribe, all those little bell things and everything else, because I make videos like this about movies and TV. And I also make videos about photography. I go and shoot pictures. I like doing that stuff. And I also do videos about my day job, kind of technology things that I do for work on AWS and VMware and Microsoft Windows and things like that. So if you like any of those things, just subscribe and then you'll get them all, right? That's how YouTube works, right? So, all right. Well, thanks for watching this, and take care.